Hello everyone! Today is a special day. I am thrilled to announce the launch of the newest version of NetBackup, the centerpiece of our enterprise data services platform. So this is a big deal for us, as well as our customers and partners. There's a lot of news to share, and to give us the inside scoop, it's my pleasure to welcome John Abel, CIO of Veritas. Hi John, I'm so glad you could join us.
Thanks, Baloo. I'm excited to be here. It's a wonderful journey as CIO of the most recognized name in data protection.
Yeah, it's really interesting to have you here since you're not only our CIO, but as the leader responsible for Veritas' digital transformation initiative, you also appreciate the customer's point of view. So John, considering the turbulent times around the world, how are enterprises affected, and more specifically, how are IT departments adapting and helping to ensure business continuity and resiliency?
You know, Baloo, that's a great question. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit, CIOs and IT departments were thrust into the limelight because they had to support a highly distributed remote workforce at scale. Also, CFOs were approaching their CIOs and saying, in the face of economic headwinds, we really need you to be extra mindful of costs, and so priorities needed to be shifted. So we're finding that customers are now reassessing their IT initiatives and priorities to drive cost efficiencies. In addition, the reliance on IT to sustain business continuity is more acute today than ever, and some customers have uncovered gaps in those business resiliency plans. Finally, as everyone is now working remote and online, they're leaving a much larger digital footprint than ever before. So CIOs are now being asked to drive insights into what is going on with customers and their employees, even more than they used to be.
So John, can you give me a little bit more color on the challenges we face here at Veritas and how we had to rethink our digital transformation?
So at Veritas, we have over 6,000 employees spread across 34 countries, and we had to switch them to a remote working model pretty much overnight. Empowering our employees to continue operating productively and safely is incredibly important. IT resiliency and efficiency are becoming, therefore, more critical than ever, driving the need to reduce complexity, cost, and risk. Also, as I mentioned earlier, in the face of CFOs asking CIOs to reduce costs, we've had to reevaluate our IT initiatives. This is not the time to focus on nice-to-have projects. It's the time to double down on core initiatives that are truly essential to your business needs and drive operational efficiency and cost optimization. So at Veritas, it's not only our duty to lead the way with solutions that help protect our business, but also those of our customers. Our enterprise data services platform with NetBackup at its core gives organizations a single unified platform for availability, data protection and resiliency, and insights. Having 87% of the Fortune Global 500 trust us with their data validates our mission of helping organizations around the world protect and harness the value out of their data.
That's incredible, John. So as you lead our IT organization, from the point of view of a customer, how does NetBackup help you do a better job as CIO?
So in Veritas IT, we have a program called V Squared, Veritas on Veritas, which means as a customer, being able to leverage the enterprise data services platform with NetBackup at its core has been a game changer. We're simplifying operational tasks, growing in the cloud, scaling efficiently, and increasing business resiliency while optimizing our resources and storage costs from a single unified platform. As a data protection company, we've kept our focus on anticipating the needs of our customers also. That's why the release of NetBackup 8.3 comes packed with new features and functionality that helps us further broaden our cloud and resiliency capabilities, while also protecting our workloads on-prem and in hybrid multi-cloud infrastructures. Don't get me wrong, we're not new to protecting cloud workloads. We're simply providing a more robust and unified experience in data protection than ever before, and that includes the cloud.
Achieving true unified data protection is impressive. Is that what we mean when we talk about NetBackup 8.3 offering protection from edge to core to cloud?
That's a great question, because with more and more people working remotely, there is more data capture now at the edge than ever before. So the way I see it, there are 4 key strategic imperatives that we have to double down on. Protecting those workloads all the way from the edge to the core to the cloud, increased importance and adoption of cloud and cloud-native capabilities, importance on ease of use, and mitigating business risks while ensuring resiliency. So let's take these 4 topics one at a time. Workloads. The new self-service and expanded workload capabilities allow my team to be self-sufficient and independent to get what they need to get done faster because they're now all remote. Cloud. This one's big for us as a company and as a customer. We run our infrastructure in the cloud, and NetBackup 8.3 will empower us to protect all our data in a more seamless way than ever before, with the product integrations between NetBackup, Resiliency Platform, and CloudPoint. Ease of use. Like many of our customers, I'm sure, we run a lean operation shop. Automation is key for our success. With the new set of APIs in NetBackup 8.3, we continue to automate even more along the road to a software-defined data center. And finally, business risks. As a large company, ransomware and business resilience are top of mind for us. For this reason, integration of NetBackup and VRP, now called NetBackup Resilience, is huge for us as it provides us the ability to orchestrate and automate our disaster recovery.
That all sounds amazing, John, but I bet that everyone watching would love to see NetBackup 8.3 in action. After all, demos speak louder than words, right? So what do you say, John?
Sure thing, Baloo. Let's do it.
In our first demo, we show the integration between NetBackup and CloudPoint and how we protect new workloads in the cloud. Let's listen to what our technical expert, John Hink, has to say.
Using CloudPoint with NetBackup to protect cloud-native assets is very easy. Once you've added the CloudPoint service to NetBackup, you simply need to configure the cloud providers you wish to use. The configuration is pretty straightforward. First, select the provider, then select the regions you wish to work with, and finally, provide the necessary credentials. After that, the server will automatically discover and categorize your cloud-native assets. Assigning protection is even easier. It's just a matter of selecting the asset you want to protect, in this case a virtual machine. And then you can go and assign the protection plan that meets your requirements. In addition, the same process can be used to protect PaaS applications. It's as easy as that. Protection is assigned, and you are good to go.
The integration looks seamless. Protecting workloads in the cloud is as important as protecting those on-prem, and making it simple for users to do so makes a huge difference. You need to be able to rehearse recovery, though, if you want to have a solid plan in place.
That's a great point, John, and a perfect segue to the next demo, which highlights NetBackup resiliency. Anthony Gusmano, our product expert from Solutions Marketing, takes us through it.
Let's take a look at how the Resiliency Platform now integrates directly into NetBackup. So here we can see in our modern user experience from within NetBackup that we can look and view all of our Resiliency Platform assets. Now to see how this all fits together, we're going to dive into the Resiliency Platform application directly. Once we've logged in, we're presented with the dashboard. And from here, we can take a look at our resiliency groups, or the assets that are being managed by NetBackup and the Resiliency Platform to create disaster recovery failover from location to location. Now here we can see our resiliency groups, but to understand how they're being managed, we have to go into Settings and then Infrastructure. Now from here, we can see all of our parts and pieces and how they're hooked together, including our Resiliency Manager, Infrastructure Management Server, but most importantly, we can take a look at our copy management technology, which in this case is NetBackup. Here we can see our NetBackup version 8.3 is managing how we move our images from location to location.
So what did you think about that?
That was awesome. Having resilience built into NetBackup is extremely important, especially since our users can now benefit from all the features and functionality of Resiliency Platform embedded into their NetBackup 8.3 license. We're dramatically increasing the value of our product by doing this. For a CIO, having added features without additional cost is amazing.
Absolutely, John. Your plan is only as good as your last recovery test. Okay, before we move on, I'd like to share one last demo. It's about how to deploy and set up resiliency in the cloud. You see, that's when having NetBackup 8.3 really matters. Have a look.
So here we can see something that I'm sure is familiar to quite a few of you. It's a side-by-side view of the AWS Marketplace and Azure Marketplace. Now in both of these views, we are deploying the Veritas Resiliency Platform. And we're excited to show you this because we have made this process so simple, so efficient, and so fast that it doesn't matter what your platform of choice is, you can get through the entire deployment in 5 minutes or less if you're familiar with the process. Now, setting up the internal workings of the resiliency platform is just as easy as deploying from the marketplace. So here we're going to take a look at some of our unmanaged assets and get them DR ready or ready for a migration to Microsoft Azure. So here we have a list of virtual machines that are under the eye of Veritas Resiliency Platform. We're going to go into manage and monitor these assets and then follow a brief wizard on how to get these replicated and ready to fail over in that Azure environment. We select an RPO or RTO to determine how quickly we want to be able to recover the workload. And then we select our target data center. In this case, it's going to be Microsoft Azure West US. Now we go through the rest of the configuration, which includes setting up things like which resource we want to move, what storage we want to move it to, networking, insides and outs, and lots of other things. But I'm going to speed us through this process so we can take a look at the end result. Now, once we've finished setting up our protection for the resiliency group, we can see that all of the asset has been ready to be replicated. So if we go into our resiliency group view, we can see the synchronization is already happening. 14% of that virtual machine has already been replicated to our Azure West US Recovery Center. Now, if we click Migrate, we can actually take a look at how long it would take to finish up syncing and then replicating this VM to that location. Everything you see here would be able to be migrated and moved in real time, so we can see the assets be able to populate and come alive inside of Microsoft Azure.
That really takes things to the next level, doesn't it?
These enhancements and seamless product integration will really help our customers scale into the cloud. These new features come at a critical time. Demand for cloud computing and standardization is skyrocketing, and it is now more important than ever to support our customers through this challenging journey. At Veritas IT, we've already taken significant steps towards this goal and have experienced firsthand the huge value it can bring to our customers.
You mentioned ransomware is a top priority for many of our customers, and of course to us. So could you speak a little bit more about how NetBackup is evolving to meet these requirements?
In fact, according to a recent Veritas study, 40% of consumers hold business leaders personally accountable for ransomware attacks. The study shows that 44% of consumers would stop buying from a company that had been a victim of such a crime. Security is a driving factor in how we build our solutions. NetBackup 8.3 brings hardened security to keep data safe, protected, and resilient against threats, as well as vendor-agnostic immutability for storage.
That's amazing, John. But what about resiliency beyond the cloud? For example, VMware is our top workload. We protect over 128 million virtual machines today. Could you share some insight on virtual data protection with NetBackup 8.3?
Absolutely. But let's get someone maybe a little bit smarter than me to answer that. Actually, my good friend Doug Matthews, VP of Product Management here at Veritas, recently sat down with Lee Caswell, VP of Marketing from VMware, to discuss the importance of our partnership and standardizing across the portfolio with NetBackup 8.3. Would you like to see what they said?
Let's do it.
This is Doug Matthews. I'm Vice President of Product Management for the Data Protection Group here at Veritas. And with me today is Lee Caswell, Vice President of Marketing at VMware. We're together today to talk about our fantastic 18-year partnership and share the news of our NetBackup 8.3 launch and take a look at what we're doing beyond that. Thank you so much, Lee, for joining me today.
Yeah, such a pleasure. We've had a long-standing history of partnership and a lot of new interesting things to come.
Absolutely, without a doubt. In fact, many of our customers together are adopting that hybrid multi-cloud architecture. In fact, we're seeing a variety of different architectures and people attempting to use a variety of different tools. And I think our journey together, we've learned that customers who standardize, they achieve a much lower cost of ownership, they get better operational agility. And together, we have partnered to provide a combined solution where VMware has that unique standardized infrastructure layer of tools, and Veritas provides the data management layer of technologies. And together, this shared vision of a software-defined approach to yields, in our opinion, the best result for our mutual customers, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's impressive, right? Just to watch the way that virtualization from the early days, right, pushed storage right into large, scalable, right, high performance SAN and NAS systems. And we started our relationship there where, as those became mission critical, right, where applications of all kinds right, became mission critical. You remember probably when email was considered like not even mission critical, right? Now look how we've changed, right? So the idea now that we were moving to software defined architectures based on servers, right, with a scalable scale out system. And now these, the mission criticality of our systems means that customers of all types are looking for us together to make sure that their data protection environments work seamlessly.
Absolutely. We as a business at Veritas have created a concept of an enterprise data services platform, which is a platform of data services that provide availability, protection, and insights into their data to give that software-defined approach to deliver that improved simplicity for their day-to-day operations. And it's our partnership applied together to customers of every single size and scope. In fact, right now we have over 128 million virtual machines that Veritas manages the data for today. So, and I don't know if you know this, but VMware is our top supported workload globally, which is a pretty exciting thing.
Yeah, I mean, at scale, right, the largest customers, right, are relying on us jointly. And, we're also seeing kind of a flight to safety, I would say, right? As customers look to, who's going to be able to protect them, right, in uncertain times, number one. And then number two, customers are looking to how do they invest responsibly in uncertain times? That's a really interesting question, right? And so what you look to is you look to industry leaders that can provide you the degrees of freedom you're most likely to exercise. And so with VMware and our VMware Cloud, we're offering protection, right, for future ready, we call it, right? So that you can go and extend to the public cloud, for example, right, with our partners, right? You can extend across new modern applications with what we call our Tanzu portfolio, right? Kubernetes integrated, right, into the hypervisor itself. And, together jointly, right, we're helping customers basically get a platform approach to data protection, regardless of where they live from edge to core to cloud.
And today we're here to talk about that NetBackup 8.3 launch. NetBackup is the cornerstone flagship product of our enterprise data services platform. The content that's coming just for VMware is absolutely significantly staggering. In fact, for those large enterprise customers like our global financial services organization that currently runs over 100,000 VMs in production, they're dynamically shifting things in and out all day, every day. So we've introduced new performance capabilities to ensure they can continue to scale. And we've introduced auto discovery and self-service capabilities so that they can manage that infrastructure much more simply. Lee, what about you? Anything you would like to add?
One thing to think about, right, is these enterprise customers at scale right now are, large scale storage customers, of course, but they're also introducing HCI. And, at VMware, right, our vSAN product, is adding 100 customers a week right now. So, massive pace. One thing to think about, though, is our VMware Cloud Foundation, right? So this is the full stack that we have. We've opened that up to support both storage and HCI. And with our common support for vVols or virtual volumes, we actually have a really unique opportunity to help customers manage more things with a single control plane, right? And this is really an interesting opportunity, I think, as you tap into the growth of HCI, but also tap into the capacity, right, that exists for backup opportunities inside of our traditional SAN and NAS platform. So great opportunity for us to work together, tap into the growth segments of the market, and hit the biggest data protection enterprise use cases.
Absolutely. But focused on solving those key enterprise, large enterprise use cases is critical for both of us to be successful. Lee, I want to tell you, thank you so much for joining us today. Absolutely, really appreciate you being here. Thanks a lot.
Our pleasure.
Thanks, Doug. So, John, it's great to hear that VMware shares our vision for standardization across business platforms.
That's what's so great about our enterprise data services platform, and especially with the launch today of NetBackup 8.3, Veritas has strengthened its delivery of a single unified platform with enterprise resiliency features and functionality to protect and recover data wherever it resides. Not only will it keep your business running, but also help mitigate risk and optimize cost. By removing workload-specific point products, this frees up infrastructure resources, brings a consistent user experience, and provides operational simplicity at scale.
So it sounds like what you're saying is that having a unified solution for data protection like NetBackup 8.3 doesn't just help companies handle the risks of today. It future-proofs them against the threats down the road. It's really good to see Veritas leading the way in this.
Yes, the launch of NetBackup 8.3 really puts us in a league of our own when it comes to data protection and availability. With the Enterprise Data Services Platform, we are empowering organizations around the world to access, protect, gain insights, and recover their most important asset, data. They can do so while scaling confidently, knowing that their business is safe. Personally, and from an IT and CIO perspective, I can tell you this is a release with a boatload of new features at no extra cost, and our customers gotta go check this out. As I said earlier, the key to success is standardization, and the latest release of NetBackup brings unified data protection from edge to core to cloud.
Thank you so much, John, for joining us here today for the launch of NetBackup 8.3 and for sharing your insights.
Thank you, Baloo.
And thank you also to our customers and partners. You are instrumental to the work that we do, and we're excited for you to experience the benefits of NetBackup 8.3. For those of you who want to know more about the NetBackup 8.3 release, we've set up an additional resource. Join us for Hey Ava, where you can ask Veritas anything, led by a panel of subject matter experts. This is a great place to bring those tough questions. The Hey Ava session will take place between 9:30 a.m. Pacific on July 28th and 5 p.m. Pacific on July 31st. Come talk to us.